A year has gone, but we are back to finish what we started.
It was one of those hot drives.
Ever since I got back home from Corsica last year, I started having these dreams. I was flying over the gr20 south. I was free. Oops, wrong movie.
Do I believe in this? Or is this the only way to get around in my life? Do I deserve this? No, you deserve much better in your life. In your life. Thinking of you. Did you hide it all away to make us think that? Is this what I think it is? It's the ink on your fingers that make you sick. What do you think? Thinking of you, thinking of you. So what can I do when I'm thinking of you? Is it all true? Is it all true? So what can I do when I'm thinking of you? Thinking of you.
Savona, how exciting, and how many memories. Oh look, the campsite, where pitching a tent with pegs is nearly impossible. Yeah, right. This is our first day, we better take it slowly. They say the southern section is easier. Well, that's kind of tricky, because you have to cover in 6 days roughly the same distance that you walk on the northern section in 9 days, meaning longer stages. And there are still sustained sections of broken terrain. But I have to agree that, all in all, the trail is easier. There is even often a comfortable path underfoot, and you end up asking yourself, wait a minute, am I still on a gr20 or what? Yeah. The first stage is nothing special, 16 kilometers and 5.5 hours walk, mostly under tree cover, with some minor exceptions. One is Bocca Palmente, with a view of Mount Toro behind us. The other one is the gr20, with its excellent view of the mountains ahead. End of the stage is an old ski resort in a state of neglect, and probably one of the least attractive places of the entire trail. Oh well. Our choice was to either set up camp near the refuge Urenosu, with its excellent camping ground, or the much crowded Capannelle, with its lousy tent pitches. Unfortunately, Urenosu was closed, which was a real bummer. So we were forced to head down to Capannelle Ufugone, since we had planned to have dinner at the refuges as much as possible and save our emergency rations, well, in case of emergency. We got there after many people had already arrived, but we were lucky enough to find one of the last level pitches available. Phew. We bought some bread and mingled with the crowd, waiting for dinner. The time spent at the refuges is never wasted. You get a chance to meet other people, people like you, exchange experiences, information, make friends. It's the second day and we're feeling great. We have decided to take the much more panoramic high-level route that goes through Mount Renoso, instead of the boring low-level path that most people take. The day is sunny and clear, and I wouldn't want to miss the views you can enjoy only along the crest trail. There are no waymarks along this route, but the cairns are abundant and easy to spot. The path is also easy, and we soon reach the Lac de Bastani, where it's worth making a stop. After leaving the lake, we get to the Renoso summit in just no time. From this point on, the path, although cairned, is pretty intuitive and is a placid up and down walk along the crest, with just occasional rocky passages. Past Punta di Vallelonga and Punta Orlandino, while walking along the crête de Pietreghione, as soon as we make eye contact with the valley below, with a grassland filled with waterholes or pozzines, we know it's time to start looking for Archean descent towards I Pozzi. From there, walking down the valley, we soon reach the Bergeries dei Pozzi, an excellent place where to stay if you decide to split the stage in two and reach the refuge Prati the following day. At the plateau del Gialgone, our path rejoins the low-level route. At Bocca di Verdi, we decided to make a short stop before pushing on. Although this is a long day, we definitely want to set up camp at the refuge Prati. The temperature at this time of day is very high, and the climb towards Bocca d'Oro, the last ascent for the day, is painful and irritating under a merciless sun. Prati at last! It was well worth reaching it. This is one of the most beautiful camping grounds of the whole trail. The place is huge, there is room for everybody, the grass is soft, and the view magnificent. Yay! Today our walk will almost always be on the crest, moving alternatively from side to side of the ridge, with fantastic aerial views of forested valleys below and distant mountains ahead, not to mention the sea and the coastal line. Yes, at last.
A lot, yeah.
It happens sometimes to run into people and to strike up a casual conversation. This is the day in which we make our first acquaintances, a nice British couple we intermittently walk with for the rest of the day. Here I am talking with them about some famous Prime Minister. I guess I have to cancel the soundtrack of this speech. Later, on their last day on the trail, I also got the chance to interview them. Let's hear what they think about the gr20.
Well, I think it's best to be independent and take a tent. And all the books say you should travel light, but you need to travel very light, and it's very hard work, but it's very satisfying. Think so, Jenny?
Yeah, I loved it. And you need good boots.
You need very
good boots, and you smile all the time, even in times of adversity, like all the rocks. That, if it says it's rocky, it's bouldery, and if it says it's steep, it's very steep.
Some more from them later on. We push on. We have a lot of distance yet to cover, and the ground is never too easy. In fact, we cross all sorts of terrain, from easy level patches to rough and bouldery sections with constant ups and downs. We make a short break to replenish our water tanks near a small wooden shack a little after Bocca di Laparo, and then off we go. The heat is really stifling. The camping ground, although situated in a panoramic position, is on the other hand as rocky as it can be, and finding a suitable level spot is not an easy task.
Vas-y, passe devant. Viens manger un. Passe devant.
The stage Usholu Asinau is a long run, so everybody is getting ready to leave very early. Adrian and Becky. We'll make their acquaintance in a little while. We start our walk with a bunch of other people. We know that only the beginning and the end of the stage will be kind of difficult. But I'm personally a little concerned only about the final descent, that zigzags on ominous rocky slopes, as they would describe them. Better not think about it now. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. At the moment, we are at grips with just another rocky ridge, with various levels of difficulty, from the easy walk to some scrambling on bare rock. The sun starts to raise the temperature. It's going to be a long and hot day. Soon the group gets scattered along the ridge. Occasionally, some catch up and overtake us. Two of them are our Adrian and Becky. We stop for a few words, and later I also got a chance to interview them.
What were your expectations before doing it and after?
Watching your video of the north kind of scared us a little bit. But no, it's like surpassed our expectations. It's a lot more beautiful than I even imagined. And I never thought that we'd complete it. I really thought that we'd struggle to do it, but
Yeah.
here we are.
That's what I didn't expect, that there is a lot of variation, so you can do whatever you feel like. So if you want to do high level route, and you can see lots of things basically, so there's reason to come back.
In the Plateau de Cuscione, we run into all sorts of trekkers. The relaxed ones and the competitive ones. More relaxed ones. Near the Rousseau de Cavallare, we meet our good friend John from Wales, who will walk with us for the rest of the day.
You belong to a mountaineering club. Do you think it's important to be part of a mountaineering club to decide to do the gr20, or what do you think?
It depends on the person and the individual. I think it's important to belong to some sort of group who have experience of walking, because this is a very difficult walk. It can be very tiring. Coming from Wales, I have to get used to the heat, but also it is a really beautiful walk. I've walked the whole way from the north in Calanzano, and it's beautiful. It's helping me to prepare my body, my mind and my spirit. it's difficult to keep your spirits up sometimes on this walk, and the thing that keeps my spirits up is meeting other people like yourselves, people from France of course, but other countries as well, and being able to walk with you for a short time and share your experience of life. That's uplifting, we say.
The ascent towards Monte Incudine is long but simple. The sun, however, is beating down on us pretty badly, and for a second time it turns the pleasure of the climb into a torture. Finally we get to the top. What a relief! Luckily, the little time spent there allows me to completely recover and get ready for the descent. The descent on the ominous rocky slabs, though long and tiring, poses no problems at all, and we reach the refuge as now, looking forward to setting up camp and have dinner with our friends. But we immediately got the impression the situation wasn't looking too promising for us. The refuge was very crowded, and as for the tent, at first sight we couldn't spot any pitches available. In addition to that, the rude reception we got by the guardian, who totally ignored us and refused any our repeated attempt of communication, forced us to decide to switch to emergency mode and get ready to go while camping some other place away from the refuge. We said goodbye to our friends and moved on. On our way down, we decided to give a try to the Bergerie des Assinards. Well, what a difference! We had a warm welcome in a relaxed and familiar atmosphere, and were accepted with open arms, even if among the latecomers. Aline and Pierre Do, our friendly hosts, were very nice and did their best to accommodate us. Thank you so much, my friends.
Di qualcosa? Di qualcosa?
Je veux recommencer ma vie dans la vie.
Au rendez-vous des bons copains, il n'y avait pas souvent de lapin. Quand l'un d'entre eux manquait d'abord, c'est qu'il était mort. Il n'est jamais au grand jamais, son dans l'autre se refermait. 100 ans après qu'aucun ne sort, il manquait encore. Des bateaux j'en ai pris beaucoup, mais le seul qui ait tenu le coup, qui n'est jamais viré de bord, est viré de bord. Naviguer en perténard sur la grande mare des canards, ça s'appelle les copains d'abord, les copains d'abord.
Des bateaux, j'en j'en ai pris beaucoup, mais le seul qui ait tenu le coup, qui n'est jamais viré de bord, mais viré
They say every cloud has a silver lining. In hindsight, I can safely say we've been very lucky to have been, air quotes, rejected by the rude manners of the refugees in House Guardian. Finally, the much looked forward Aiguilles de Bavella. Today is the day. I was determined to do the high-level route because of the beauty of the place. Nicola, though, was feeling a little uncomfortable at the thought of having to do the so-called alpine variant due to his lack of experience and confidence with scrambling. In fact, the word alpine was evocative of high rocky pinnacles, exactly those pinnacles above us. So I really didn't know what to expect. However, the literature on the argument was clear and reassuring, only a little more difficult than the low-level route. Come on, Nicola, how hard can it be? From Bocca Upargulu, we get a much better idea of what this route is going to be like. No pinnacle scrambling or rock climbing whatsoever. It's just your usual steady and reassuring gr20 footpath you already gotten used to. You know, rocks and stones, the usual deal. Salted only, with the addition of a 20-second chain-assisted passage on a rocky slab. Yeah, been there, done that. We are relieved, but also a little disappointed. Maybe I was already figuring out myself climbing through some narrow, dizzy aerial passage or one of those staggering high towers above us. Who knows? The Aiguilles de Bavella are an astonishing, beautiful place. A feast for the eyes in all directions. Impressive granitic rock walls and huge towers all over the place. Incredible sculptures of all forms and shapes created by the combined slow erosion of wind, sun and salt.
t'assois pas. T'assois pas. Voilà, comme ça.
We kept going in constant amazement and stopped many times along our way. This was for me the most gratifying landscape I had seen so far on the entire trail. The sight of the road down the valley was the indication that Col de Bavella was getting closer and closer. We were already climbing down the last stretches of the Alpine variant, and soon we would rejoin the main gr20 course. Almost at the intersection we also rejoined our British friends, who had taken the low-level route. Some were about to leave the trail. It was the right time to sit at a restaurant table and enjoy the last moments together.
Okay, one thing you like, one thing you didn't like.
I liked the scenery. I thought it was magnificent, and I thought some of the refuges were a little bit difficult. They were overcrowded and very basic. There wasn't as much food to buy as I thought there would be, so that's tricky. Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
Oh, I think the best thing was the scenery, but also the camaraderie between all the people that were walking, which was absolutely fantastic. It made some fabulous friends, and that's because you're all doing the same thing and you all come down to basics, and that's what it's all about. And that's life, and that's how it should always be.
So in a nutshell, you both agree that it's worth doing it,
Yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely,
certainly, yeah, certainly.
But you have to be fit, you have to be prepared for adversity, and you have to dig deep when it's going hard.
Well, on the one hand, the facilities are in bad condition. I mean, there's very limited, the toilets are horrendous, there's very limited cooking facilities, things like that. But then on the other hand, that's what makes it a challenge, that you don't have all the comforts of normal life, that it is very basic and you are surviving just out in the wilderness, basically. So I think it's a fine balance, but then there's really basic things. I mean, they could fix the doors on the toilets for a start. I think that's a good starting point. Yeah, no, I don't have many complaints, to be honest. I mean, I'm quite happy that
What about your fiancé? What do you think about the facilities?
Well,
honestly.
No, they are full, honestly, everyone will agree, I'm sure. But yeah, like it is a challenge, but it's just unnecessary. I mean, I'm here for the walking, and I think it would be nice to have decent things. I mean, it's absolute luxury. Now we have to.
With some sadness, we part from our friends. There is still some road ahead until Paliri, and the last chance for food supplies. Other trekkers join us. Too bad, we're almost at the end of the trail. I'm always amazed at the spontaneous bonding among trekkers. We leave Paliri in no hurry, as we are going to take it easy, just like the first day. This time though, only because we want to savor every moment of the last day. We are still in the same geological area as the Aguirre de Bavella, and the landscape is still amazing. With those mountains as a backdrop, we cross a section I like to call the Stone Gardens, where nature has combined incredible rocky outcrops of all shapes with trees, bushes and boulders. It gives me pause. We run into John again. We talk about many aspects of the trail, among them if age was an issue.
Well, I'm 57 and I'm sharing my age with you now and everybody else, but after coming here, my main thought is I should have done this when I was young, because I would have been able to walk up the mountains like a mountain goat. On the other hand, it has reassured me that I can do things at my age, and you find when you test yourself that you have many more inner resources than you think you have, and it becomes something spiritual as well. Some of the facilities are very basic, and I don't know why, because they have helicopter pads here, they have water, they use solar power. They pump the water from the springs, but I think they should improve the facilities in terms of health, because if an epidemic or anybody was ill here, there would be a big problem.
So the final thought would be, don't come for the challenge, come for the enjoyment, right?
You have to enjoy your time. I have walked alone for a long time during the day, but I have also walked with other people, and I enjoy both. I enjoy walking by myself and seeing the wildlife when it's quiet, and enjoying the peace and tranquility and the beautiful landscape. But I also enjoy company of other people. But you have to have the balance, I think, and I would encourage anybody to do it, but they have to be prepared that it is hard, it is tough, it is physically challenging, but if you can manage it, you will see one of the most beautiful places in the world.
While Nicola is enjoying his last dip in the water, I like to spend a few moments alone to recollect my thoughts. We hit the asphalt in a typical Conca's sluggish afternoon, still astonished that the trail was over. No sense of victory, no sense of accomplishment. No t-shirt with the usual "I did it" to wear. The experience instead, priceless. The moments of joy and happiness mixed with the moments of sorrow and pain. Know where your limit is, how far you can push it. Know thyself. We part from our last friend. Fresh trekkers arrive. One journey ends, another begins. It's been a long ride, an incredible experience and a spiritual journey. I took it slowly and enjoyed every minute of it. I'll never have enough of those majestic granite landscapes. I also enjoy the contact with people. Some prefer to avoid that, but I always take it as a human enrichment. Now what? Now that the trail is over. I've seen some people rush through the gr20 and flee in a hurry right after. Me? I'm not done with this island just yet.
The best thing was the scenery, but also the camaraderie between all the people that were walking, which was absolutely fantastic. It made some fabulous friends, and that's because you're all doing the same thing and you all come down to basics, and that's what it's all about. And that's life, and that's how it should always be.